Hey guys, Foxdrop here with a new kind of video for you guys today. This video is a bronze game analysis. This game was sent in to me by a viewer and I'm going to be breaking down certain parts of this video and analysing it for you. I'm not going to do the whole game because partially that would be kind of tedious I think to watch, and secondly a lot of the mistakes made are very fundamental mistakes, things like missing a CS or missing a skill shot or something like that, things which I can't really analyse and stuff which gets very repetitive and very boring to watch. Now I'm going to be focusing on the mistakes made in this game. The highlights that I pick out are mostly going to be things that went wrong. The reason I'm doing that is not because I'm a dickhead, but because I personally believe that you learn more from your mistakes than you do from the things that went correctly. So you will learn more from this video if it focuses on the negatives than the positives. Now I'm sorry Mr. Boosacknoodlre, that does mean I'm going to be a bit overly critical of this game, but if you guys want me to do a replay and analysis of one of your games, then head over to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/foxdroplol. The link to that is in the description, and check on there for when I announce when I'm going to be accepting new replays. I'm not going to be accepting them all the time 24/7, because what will happen is if I'm not looking to do a video and you send me a replay, when LOL Recorder updates itself, then your replay will be broken and it will be a complete waste of time and it will just flood my email, so there's no point doing that. Just check on my Facebook for when I am announcing that I'm going to be accepting new replays. Now, without all of that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So the first mistake I want to pick up this game was a missed opportunity to do Dragon. Now as you're about to see, this Zac goes bot and ganks the enemy Thresh and they get a kill onto him. But that's not the only reason why it would have been a good idea to do Drag. With Thresh dead, obviously they have a numbers advantage, but also Ezreal is out of mana and completely out of summoners as well. This Zed's ult is also on cooldown, although Zac may not know that if it hasn't been told to him by Ahri. But also, Zac's damage on Dragon itself is pretty huge because his W does percentage max health magic damage. So anything with high health gets absolutely obliterated by Zac's W, and Dragon obviously is one of those things. However, you could argue that Ahri is pretty far away at this point from Dragon, so they may not be able to do it. But Ahri would have quite easily been able to get over to Dragon in time to help with the fight, especially considering the Zed has no ult. And really, the fact that Ezreal has no mana is quite underlooked. Ezreal with no mana and no summoners, he may as well be dead. He's not going to have any threat in the Dragon fight whatsoever. The second mistake that Zac makes is very shortly after the first, and where he gets baited in by a low health Tryndamere top lane and dies 1v1 to him. Now strong fighters like Tryndamere are very hard for the jungler to 1v1, and it often is pretty impossible for the jungler to do so, so there's no point trying to risk it. People like Trynd are very deceptively strong despite their low health. Trynd also has 2 levels on Zac at the beginning of this fight, and Zac has no combat summoner, unlike Tryndamere, who gets to use his ignite, which in this close fight is pretty much the difference. Also, Tryndamere spins away on a full rage bar, and this Zac makes the mistake of keeping on chasing, which means that Trynd gets to use his heal and baits Zac into his death. Now this is often considered why Tryndamere is so OP, because deceptively strong on very low amounts of health. And the last mistake that Zac makes is having a pretty poor build. At 17 minutes into the game or so, he builds a Moby Boots, which isn't really that good considering he could be building a Ninja Tabby. Moby Boots are very good for ganking and roaming in the lane phase, and at this point in the game it's kind of a bit too late to be buying those Moby Boots. Ninja Tabby would be infinitely better considering the enemy team has a Tryndamere who does huge amounts of damage with basic attacks, and also an Ezreal as an AD carry does huge amounts of damage with basic attack as well, but also his Q counts on the Ninja Tabby. The second poor item that this Zac builds is to get a Spectre's Cowl around 22 minutes into the game. The reason why this is not a great idea is because the enemy has huge amounts of AD damage in Zed, Ezreal and Tryndamere. There is not really a reliable source of magic damage on the enemy team to warrant buying any magic resist, or at least to forego armor for that magic resist. Now Spirit Visage and Moby Boots are actually not bad items on Zac. I mean, in general they're pretty good items, but builds are not static things. Each and every game your build should be different, relatively speaking. You have a few core items like the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, but you shouldn't be building the same items every single game. Also, the Zac hasn't bought a ward throughout the entirety of this game. Now, I know it sounds very cliche and lame to say that wards win games, you should be buying wards and all that malarkey, but it's true. I mean, this Nautilus is 3-1-10. He's had a huge impact this game, and those wards would have very much helped his team. Also, he hasn't had any vision on any objectives that the enemies may have taken, so wars in general would have been a very nice pickup for this particular game. But I don't just want to harp on the negatives that this guy did. I will end with one positive remark, and that is that this guy actually was pretty good at farming this game. This example here specifically, when his top lane is getting pushed early on, he stops holding mid lane, which is what he was doing, and goes to defend that top tower. So he soaks up all of this XP, gets all the XP, gets a bit of gold as well, which is very important for junglers to make sure you're not falling behind, and also to keep ahead in levels. And also, as you're about to see here, which I'll just speed up for you, this guy was pretty good at farming in general with his jungle pass. He was making sure to not spend too much. He didn't waste too much time basically just trying to gank. He was farming very effectively, as we see here. We're 6 minutes 40 into the game and he's already hit level 6, which is very, very impressive, and he's on pretty good track in the early stages of this game. So basically this guy was strong enough to win this game and to have a huge impact. It was just his decision making which kind of fell short. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned something from it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. You can also visit me on my Facebook, like I say, to see if I can do a replay of one of your games in the future. And you can visit my stream too, which is twitch.tv/Foxdrop. But thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.